I've always wanted to try Mexican mole, and when I found this pressure cooker recipe, I decided now was the time. We're going to start by prepping 1 white onion, 1 red onion, and 2 ancho chilies. Chop off the stem section of the ancho, remove the seeds, then roughly chop that into big strips. I found out ancho chilies are actually poblano peppers that were allowed to ripen until they turned red and then sun-dried. They aren't super spicy, and the deep, rich flavor is almost chocolatey, which was really good for this. Next, we'll dice up an onion by chopping it in half, placing 3 to 4 cuts horizontally, then we'll place 5 more cuts vertically, rotate the onion and place more vertical cuts to get a nice quick dice. This method does take some time to learn, but it speeds up prep a ton. I definitely recommend learning this one. Time for the red onion. For this, we're going to cut the onion in half, place 1 vertical cut in the center, then we'll rotate and thinly slice the onion. These are going to be used for topping later. In my research, it seemed that red onions are sometimes used as a garnish, but it may only be in certain regions. So with that in mind, we'll call this one optional, but I thought it looked really nice and it tasted pretty good. Now comes the hardest part of this whole recipe, the toasting of some slivered almonds. Specifically, we're going to cook up half a cup of slivered almonds over low heat. This part is going to take you some time and it's a little finicky, but it's definitely worth it. The almonds will burn really quickly if you use too high of a heat or if you let them sit over the heat too long without being disturbed. I ended up toasting these for about 15 minutes, and by the end I was able to smell the almonds and they had a nice bit of golden brown on there. Remove those from the heat and let them rest for now. Time to prep the mole sauce itself. We're going to start by pouring a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes with the juices into a food processor. Add in 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 cloves of garlic halved, 2 ounces of chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. You can use less than this. I like chipotles, so I used a little extra. 1 or 2 chipotles should be good for a mild sauce though. Add in our white onions, the ancho chilies, half a cup of raisins, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 2 tablespoons of baking cocoa, 1 teaspoon of coarse salt, and that's it. Or is it? It's not. I forgot to toss the almonds in there until later, but add those now. We'll pulse that several times until we get a nice, almost salsa-like consistency. I decided to use chicken thighs for my mole because the dark meat is nice and flavorful, but you could use breasts instead if you prefer. Our mole sauce is going to bring a ton of flavor, so we need the chicken to be a little bit stronger so we can taste that too. And of course we gotta season it, so hit it with 1 teaspoon of coarse salt. And if you're looking to get tasty meats shipped directly to your door, check out midamarhalal.com. We've got all kinds of meats from burgers, franks, kebabs, gyros, you name it, we probably got it. Check out the link in the description and use code YTV10 for $10 off your next order. Alright, back to the mole. As you've probably already seen, we're gonna pour 2 cups of water into a 6-quart pressure cooker. Toss in our chicken and give it a little mixin'. Pour in the mole and mix it up one more time. Lock your lid in place, then we're going to pressure cook this for 15 minutes. Once the pressure has been released, we're going to slowly remove the lid and skim off some of the fat from the top. We don't want to remove it all though, the fat is our flavor. Next is the most interesting ingredient, 4 ounces of bittersweet chocolate. Like most Americans, when I think of chocolate, I think of sweet, but mole uses chocolate to add richness to the spicy sauce. Actually, the chocolate is the main reason I wanted to try this because it is so different from what I'm used to, and I gotta say, it was a very pleasant surprise. Now we're gonna give that a taste and adjust the salt and pepper to our taste. Now, as unique as this flavor was, I thought it could do with a teensy bit of sweetness. So I set the pressure cooker to saute mode and added about 2 tablespoons of honey. Also, if I'm totally honest, it was pretty spicy and I was feeling a little more mild, and the honey really helped cut the heat. It's still hot enough to feel it and taste it, but it's not so much that I was sweating. While I was mixing the honey in, the chicken sort of shredded itself, which was nice. If yours doesn't shred when you do this though, you can take it out to a bowl and shred it with forks. And that's all there is to it. Serve up the mole with some white rice, the red onions, some corn tortillas, and enjoy. Let me know in the comments if you think that chicken and chocolate sounds good, and give us a like if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next week with another delicious halal recipe.